hold on to your vinyl. It's ProgHat.
Hello, welcome back to the ProgHat channel. Thanks for being here. Let me make a quick adjustment. But anyway, thank you for clicking on these videos of mine and checking them out and leaving comments. I really appreciate it. Now, this video that I'm about to do here is a concert review. Last night, I saw 10cc. One of my favorite bands from the 70s, still a favorite. I still listen to their music and their albums. I really enjoyed their music. The first two songs I remember hearing on the radio as a kid was I'm Not in Love and The Things We Do for Love. And I would ask my mom, please crank that up. I just simply love those songs very much. I'm a big fan of all their albums. Made a lot of great music. Okay, so let me get into my concert review. And where me and Mrs. ProgHat saw them in concert is a place here called the ACL Live at Moody Theater. So that's what it's called, the Moody Theater or the ACL. Anyway, it's a great venue, and I've seen a lot of great bands here. Like I saw Judas Priest before COVID hit with Uriah Heep. Los Lobos there, that was an awesome show. And 10cc. I was not expecting them to come to Texas. I didn't even know the band was touring, and I don't remember how I found out. But it was around the time that I found out was around the time that I got their box set right here. It's all CDs, 10cc, 20 years, 1972 through 1992. You get a couple of discs that have some bonus tracks, but you get pretty much all the albums that I know that they made. Now, I do have vinyl copies of some, and I don't plan on getting rid of those. I'm keeping my vinyl copies. But yes, so the tour, it was called something like Ultimate Greatest Hits Tour or something. And so they played a couple of other places here in Texas, Dallas and San Antonio, and played here in Austin. And now I think when I checked their touring schedule, they're heading towards Arizona. So I'm sure the folks in Arizona are going to see a great show. Let me begin about the opening act, because I didn't know they were going to have an opening act. I thought it was just going to be straight up 10cc. Come and give us and deliver a great show, which they did. The opening act, who was doing a great acoustic solo guitar performance, was the son of Robin Zander, Cheap Trick. It was his son, Robin Taylor Zander. He was great, and he had a voice of an angel. He did. He sounded really good. He played guitar awesomely. Acoustic guitar, excuse me. And he did some cheap Trick covers. He did a Neil Young song, and he has an album out that I am going to try to see if I can get it on vinyl or CD. It's called The Distance. He did a song from it called High and Low, and it was a really good song. He also if I mentioned already, he did a Neil Young song, Harvest Moon, and he did an awesome job on that. He's very versatile. He kept the crowd entertained. He really did. Everybody really enjoyed. He had, like I mentioned already, a great vocal, like I said. And the bonus thing about it is, when I went during the intermission before 10cc came on, I went, and of course ProgHat has to get a couple of drinks, and I went to go get some drinks. And and they had like one of those. It really wasn't a merch table because no merch was really being sold, but it was like things from the ACL store. Ball caps, shirts, and I forgot what some. And he was standing in front of it. I was like, no way. Because I recognized him because he had this really cool hat he was wearing. So I let the two people that he was talking to finish, and I told him how great of a performance he did. He was really a super, super nice guy. He encouraged me to buy his album. I'm going, and he shook my hand, and that was really neat to meet the son of Robin Zander of Cheap Trick. That was awesome. I know people are like, you didn't take a picture, you didn't do that. I don't need to. And plus I had a lot of drinks in my hand, so I'm sure he had to get back to what he has to go do, and I got to get back and take care of Mrs. ProgHat. So in my lifetime, far as I can remember, I've met Robert Plant at Waterloo Records, and I met the lead singer and guitar player of the Smithereens, and I know his name was Paul. I forget his last name, but I saw him on a solo acoustic appearance at when we used to have a store here called Borders Books and Music or something like that. I saw him for free doing an in-store performance. He had a solo album. It was awesome. So yeah, those are the folks that unless I'm missing somebody, that I have met in person. And man, all I can say, that's a blessing to meet these performers and super cool dudes. Robin Taylor Zander, very nice guy. Very nice, super guy. Go check out his album. It's on Spotify. It's called The Distance. So let me get into the concert, okay? He did a great show. There was a little intermission, and I was getting so excited. My wife was getting so excited because she's a fan too. So we're waiting, and all of a sudden, you know how it gets when those lights go down. Okay, so we see the band 10cc come on stage, and I really enjoyed the set list of songs they played. They rocked the house. The crowd was entertained. The front row, from what I can see, never sat down. They were very engaging. They were very electric, and they were very professional. And they were guys who can play multiple, am I saying that right? Instruments. One could play bass. One could play keyboards. It was really, really neat to see that. And they could sing and provide great backing vocals. It was energetic. It was magical. And I like the set list of the songs that they did. Very, very much so. So let me get into this. Let me get into the band that's touring with them. You had Graham Goldman. Hopefully I said that correct. He's a member way back from the 70s when the band, and Rick Finn on lead guitar, bass, acoustic guitar. Also a member that's been back almost way back around the album Deceptive Bins. Yeah. When two of the members, Eric Stewart and I forget the other person's name, but they left the band. And so it was down to 3 members of 10cc, and they made, look at the album they made here. With 3 guys and probably some other additional musicians, but they came out with this album, which is, this album cover is iconic. I remember seeing it in record stores, and it such a great record. Paul Burgess, another guy from member way back from 71, 72, 73. Ian, and I almost spell his last name, Hornal. He played electric guitar, acoustic guitar, percussion, sings very good. mandolin. Awesome. And the keyboard player, that dude, he was there. I know, I'm very excited because it was just, I'm still feeling the energy from the show. Keith Heyman, keyboards, electric guitar, bass guitar, and vocals. Oh man, a solid band. 10cc. And I really enjoyed the set list of songs, and I was surprised about the first song that started the show. I didn't expect them to do a song from the album, the original soundtrack. Let me pull it out of my box set here. Original soundtrack. They started off with a song on here called the Second Sitting for the Last Supper. Oh man, I did not expect that. I didn't know what to expect. But what a good way to start the show. I think other tour dates they've started off with the Wall Street Shuffle, from what I understand. So let me go through the set list real quick. After that song, they went right into Art for Art's Sake. Life is a Minestrone. Good Morning Judge. The Dean and I. Oh, I love that song too. Old Wild Men. Clockwork Creep. And I was not expecting them to do Feel the Benefit. They did that. The Wall Street Shuffle. Floating in Heaven, which is off a solo album. Graham Goldman has a new solo album called I Have Notes. And on that song, he shared the story that he had sent it to Brian May, the guitar player of Queen. Brian May loved the song and wanted to be a part of the song, and he plays guitar. He wasn't at the show present, but he plays on that on the album, that song, his new one, I Have Notes, which I'm going to get that. They went into so Floating in Heaven was a new song to me, but we really did like that. My wife thought it was a really beautiful song. The Things We Do for Love, a really hard and heavy rocking Silly Love. Say the Word, which I wasn't familiar with that one. I, Mandy, Fly Me. I'm Not in Love. Dreadlock Holiday. And the two encore songs, I didn't know what they would do for encores, but they did Donna and Rubber Bullets. Those two songs come from the real early album. Let me see if I pull it out. Their very first album. And really a good debut album. I love this record. And then, that's who it was. Godley and Stewart had left the band. I believe that's who it was. I could be wrong. But Eric Stewart went on. You know, he played even with McCartney. He played on Pipes of Peace, which I love that record. But the song, now if there was a song that I was hoping they would do live, which is cool, they didn't, was the Ships Don't Disappear in the Night. Do they? I was hoping they would do that song, but I know they do it on their live album. So this set list that they did was spot on. These are just great shows. I mean, great songs. Keep your toe tapping. You just keep rocking out. I saw people dancing. It was like I was with folks who were teachers when I was going to school. And they were all having we were all having a great time. We were all into it. Just a great performance that 10cc did. And going back to the set list, another song that I was really surprised that they did, and again, it comes from Deceptive Bends, was Feel the Benefit, parts 1, 2, and 3. I simply love that song, and they did it all the way through, and it was just awesome. I was really surprised that they would do a song like that. I was not expecting that. But then they, you know, of course, they did other classics, like I mentioned, like from this album right here. The Wall Street Shuffle is on this album. Sheet Music. Old Wild Man is from this. Silly Love. and Clockwork Creep. This is another good album too. I love sheet music. And so I think I even did a video about the album. I don't remember. But anyway, and again, when they did Rubber Bullets, I was like, no way, because I love that song. I know I keep saying it. I love 10cc. Another thing I want to say about them, they have provided music and songs that I still hold to my heart and dearly, and they are the soundtrack to my life. Yes, early on as a teenager, going to be a young adult, I still enjoy listening to the music. I tell my wife that some songs that they do, for example, I, Mandy, Fly Me, just like a Rolling Stone, the way that song starts off, that song still gives me chills. And I love the harmonies. I love sometimes the whimsicalness of some of their songs, Dreadlock Holiday. And Graham Goldman was saying that song was real popular in Europe, but not so popular here in America. I don't understand that, but that's just the way it goes. Dreadlock Holiday, my wife became a fan of that song. She liked that. There were some other songs, and I can't think of them. She said, you know what, I heard some of those songs before, but I didn't know who it was. And I'm sure we all have that same story. But she and I had a great rocking night, date night. There's my concert review, folks. I hope you get a chance to go see 10cc live. But anyway, hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. I'll see you on the next video.